crore. Not just, much cheaper than G20, what our government spent on it. But this is not just a small fraction of what the US spent, but not even a third of China's budget for its own moon mission. ISRO's last 40 years spending is equivalent to NASA's 6 months of expenditure. That is the history we have to understand, sir. But they should not be punished for it. I'm looking at my good friend Jitendra Singh there. The Department of Space's budget has shockingly been slashed by 8%, down to 12,552 crore from the 13,700 crore that we were all presented in the budget estimates, sir. The cuts are highest in space technology, including the Human Spaceflight Center, as well as developmental and operational projects involving satellite launch vehicles. And space science, including space missions, has been cut by 32%. Why? NASA, sir, has been allocated $25.4 billion in 2023, and ISRO has the equivalent of $1.5 billion. That is the situation, sir. Our government needs to be more generous. Now, I want to stress that ISRO's strengths extend well beyond frugality. With Chandrayaan-3, India has also demonstrated familiarity with the major types of interplanetary spacecraft: orbiters, landers, rovers. The Chandrayaan-3 rover is rudimentary, but it speaks to an important focus area for the Indian space program, the planning and implementation of high-tech scientific missions. The data from Chandrayaan-3's scientific instruments will be crucial because the mission will be the first to physically, chemically, and thermally characterize the soil, subsoil, and air near the moon's south pole on location. No other country has done this. India has some measure of technological superiority now compared to most other spacefaring countries, and it should press the advantage by going to more places in the solar system. And of course, we must conduct stellar science. The better space-based scientific instruments currently operated by India are largely concerned with Earth observation and remote sensing. With a focus on indigenous development of technologies and techniques, we have become a premier manufacturer of both launch vehicles and satellites and a sought-after provider of low-cost launch services to other countries. Our Polar satellite launch vehicle, with 24 successful flights, has a proven track record, and the world record that has been mentioned of the launch of 104 satellites in one go has already been applauded by the Honourable Speaker. So we have all of this to talk about. Chandrayaan-3's success strengthens the confidence with which India faces the world. The country has spent the year, as we all know, presiding over the G20, though as has been pointed out by my colleagues, we spent much more on it than we did on ISRO or on the Chandrayaan mission. But it is an influential voice for the global south. This adds to our prestige and our clout. We are also playing leading roles in other international bodies. How these relationships and how our global role generally, more broadly, will evolve remains to be seen. We are having unfortunate controversies going on this week with Canada. But nonetheless, the country's achievements in space undoubtedly strengthen our diplomatic hand, not least because of the respect they inspire in other countries.
Thank you.
I'll just take 2-3 minutes, sir. Among the foreign countries that have used India's space program to launch their own satellites and benefit from space cooperation include France, a space partner since 1964, which has supported India's development of launch vehicle satellites, applications, and spaceflight, has also launched several satellites using our PSLV and GSLV. Russia, another long-term collaborator on various aspects of space exploration, including some of these same things, and Russia supplied key components for the crew module of Gaganyaan, and the US, with which India has a strategic partnership in space, covering areas such as Earth observation, satellite navigation, space science, planetary exploration, launch services, and human spaceflight. So France, Russia, and the US are all involved with us. And ISRO tells us that India has pursued bilateral and multilateral relations with space agencies and space-related bodies with the aim also of strengthening existing ties with these countries, taking up new scientific and technological challenges, refining our space policies, and defining international frameworks for exploitation and utilization of outer space for peaceful purposes. This is the diplomatic strength I'm talking about. So the US, Israel, Singapore, Canada, Germany, Indonesia, Japan, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, South Korea, the UK have all launched their satellites using our Indian PSLV and GSLV. And as a result, the government has earned $174 million from these launches alone. It's all the more a pity that our government has trimmed the budget for space education and research between last year and this one. Even though on the whole our expenditure on space has gone up, and I know Jitendra will tell us that, educating the next generation of Indian space pioneers ought to receive more funding. I'll conclude, sir, by recalling the proud moment when India's lander touched down on the moon and Prime Minister Narendra Modi wisely resisted parochial triumphalism of the kind we've seen later, and he hailed the achievement as a victory for all of humanity. But he also correctly noted that the achievement mirrors the aspirations and capabilities of 1.4 billion Indians. By showcasing its technological prowess, India's space program reminds the world not only of our innovative capabilities, but also of our capacity to help shape solutions to global challenges in other areas, from cyberspace regulation to peacekeeping. Looking up at the sky after Chandrayaan-3, Indians can contemplate a glorious global future. We are showing the world that India can be a standard setter rather than just a follower of rules made by developed countries. New horizons beckon, for the world is now our canvas, or should I even say, the whole universe. Jai Hind, sir. Thank you very much.
कुछ आपको कहना है क्या? Okay.
It's
we
not
are at
my
home
speech.
now. We are
Have
at
some
home
patience,
now.
it's
Please.
not my speech.
Okay.
So,
She's member also.
no, I'm just wanting to intervene for a minute. It's just an intervention. Have patience. Have patience. Just something very important.
Please.
Sir, I want to make an observation, sir. Dr. Shashi Tharoorji, you're a very learned and senior member. It's very enriching to listen to his ideas every time he participates in the debate. So he said a lot of good things, sir. But I didn't want to disrupt him in the middle of his speech, but I hope I heard you correctly. You said something in between which I don't much agree to. So you mentioned, if I heard you correctly, I repeat, that there are lots of women, there are lots of girls who are entering the field of science and technology, and hopefully we would see many of them working under our space programs. So unlike our parliament, they wouldn't need reservation to be a part of the space program. I don't much agree to this, sir. It's not very appropriate.
Okay.
Please take it in a healthy light, sir. Yesterday, listen to me, sir. Let me complete. Just yesterday, we've passed a very historic bill providing reservation to women inside the parliament. So it doesn't sound very appropriate because, women don't just have these here because of their capabilities and competence, and we should never.
नहीं ये इस ढंग से डिबेट तो नहीं चल सकती. नो प्लीज सिट डाउन. हाँ जा बस क्विक आप बैठ तो जाइए. नहीं आप बैठ जाइए.
Sir, your party has supported this very historic bill,
Shri A. Raja,
which
please.
means you agree to the idea of providing reservation to women for them
बैठ
to
जाइए.
reach
जी आप बैठिए प्लीज. ओनली ए राजा. ओनली नो आप भी बैठ जाइए. बाद में बात कर लीजिएगा प्लीज मिस्टर ए राजा. नो एक सेकेंड आप मिस्टर थरूर बैठ जाइए. प्लीज बैठ जाइए. नो भाई अधीर जी आप बैठिए. आप बैठ जाइए. आप बैठिए तो सही. आप भी बैठ जाइए मैम. नथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन नाउ. ओके नाउ प्लीज. एक सेकंड क्या कहना चाहते हैं आप? अरे आप बैठिए ना.
I would like to clarify, since the minister, the honourable minister, who is also a good friend, appears to have misunderstood the thrust of my remarks. I would like to clarify that I meant no disrespect to either women in general or the very many honourable women in this House who have been elected without any benefit of reservation for all these years.
Okay.
We have said, sir, that we need reservation because the numbers are not enough. And that is why we passed the Women's Reservation Bill yesterday. I'm saying that in science and technology, we already have 20% in ISRO and the numbers are going up, sir. That's my point. That's it. Thank you.
जी जी जी
सर
हो गया कुछ कहना है आपको क्या
सर सर
अध्यक्ष महोदय मुझे लग रहा है we need not carry this further because I'm very sure and I trust my friend Shashi ji has never been anti-woman.
जी जी
मिस्टर चेयरमैन सर
ओके ओके लेट ठीक है
मिस्टर चेयरमैन सर
हाँ इट शुड बी इन गुड ह्यूमर
I must
ऑलवेज
express my gratitude.
Please.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I must express my gratitude to invite me to speak on this important issue. Sir,
चंद्रमा पर इतना हल्ला गुल्ला नहीं होना चाहिए हाँ जी प्लीज चंद्रमा शांति और शीतलता का प्रतीक है चंद्रमा शांति और शीतलता का प्रतीक है इतना हंगामा नहीं होना चाहिए ना प्लीज मिस्टर ए राजा ओनली यू आर गोइंग ऑन रिकॉर्ड ओनली प्लीज आप बोलिए ना
sir, how can I speak, sir?
अरे नहीं यू कैन स्पीक आप बोलिए
House must come for order.
हाँ बैठिए आप बैठ जाइए प्लीज यू आर नॉट हेल्पिंग द चेयर यू आप बैठ जाइए प्लीज बैठ जाइए हाँ प्लीज
Sir,
अरे भाई
sir. Sir,
बैठ जाइए ना प्लीज मिस्टर ए राजा बैठिए आप ये अनावश्यक है नो 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 प्लीज बैठ जाइए आप बोलिए
Sir, yesterday also the same thing. Rakesh Singh ji, BJP शुरू नहीं हुआ. Rakesh Singh ji, देख लीजिए. Rakesh Singh ji, what? Started speaking. Sir, the chair should give us protection. Sir, what is this? Sir, every time they do this, sir.
प्लीज ए राजा बोलिए
Sir.
बोलिए
I must express my gratitude for granting me this opportunity to say a few words on Chandrayaan. Sir, of course, I decided not to speak because of my health. More specifically, the throat is not cooperating with my voice. However, having heard the speech which was delivered by the Honorable Defence Minister Rajnath Singh ji, I am confined to stand before few minutes before this August House. Sir, the Prime Minister was yesterday very magnanimous that no one can claim exclusive credit for Chandrayaan. It is a common efforts, endeavors put by the team of our scientists with political and scientific will. Sir, in spite of that, we must be very magnanimous on behalf of DMK. The role of the Prime Minister or this government bringing this Chandrayaan 3 cannot be undermined. We want to wish and greet the government. Sir, I will come to later part. Once universe and galaxy was treated as a riddle for mankind. Till 1950s. In 1950s, various countries including USA used to send satellites to the moon and other planets. Thereafter Russia, thereafter China. No doubt, an exact position India has got today because of Chandrayaan that has been launched and smooth landed was effected. Sir, the parity which we claim today along with America and Russia and China will give a message that India is second to none to anybody in the space research hereafter. Sir, between 1957 to 58, when Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, Sputnik 2, Sputnik 3, and the US launched Alpha, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru shared with his view in the parliament that this is an age of new age of Sputnik. Sir, I must share this house that Tamil is one of the classical language recognized by the world and this government. Sir, Tamil has have deep-rooted scientific measures in the literature. Since the Honorable Defense Minister says the Sanskrit is having such a tremendous potentiality in science, I am not defaming any language. Admittedly, this country is having two culture based on the Tamil and Sanskrit. The C.P. Ramasamy is a known educationalist who served as a Vice Chancellor, later the Diwan of Tiruvangur. Maybe Sasi may be well aware about his knowledge and prowess. He admitted that there are two cultures in the country. One is headed by Sanskrit by way of Aryan culture, and one is Tamil in the basis of the Dravidian culture. Sir, I am entitled, having said the Defense Minister, now I am entitled to say what Dravidian and Tamil language says about science. Sir, you cannot imagine, when I read Tolkappiyam, that is 3,500 years back, nobody can believe. It says this country was not created by a single man. This country was produced by evaluation of science. How? Nilam, Neer, Thi, Vali, Visumbodu, Kalanda, Aindin Mayakam, Ivulaham. What does it mean in English? Sir, there is a metabolical change out of water, land, fire, air and space, what we call Panchabhutas. Panchabhutas. The entire world that has been made because of these Panchabhutas, you cannot create a new thing. New building has come. Does it mean to say Delhi weight has gone? No. For this bench, somewhere else a tree has been cut off. So this is the science which was later, after all 200 years back, it was scientifically put into a proper phrase that the weight of the universe is constant by Newton. 300 years back, English law says by Newton that the weight of the universe is constant. But whereas 3,500 years back, Nilam, Thi, Neer, Vali, Visumbu, Aindodu Kalanda Mayakam, metabolical change of the water, land, space, everything. So, are we not entitled to have pride for 3,000 years back?
You should be.
Yes. Sir, Tiruvalluvar, everybody believed that the earth is static. Other planets are revolving around, including sun. It was believed, even in the Christianity, even in the Hinduism, even in the Islam. But 2,500 years back, he said, Sulandrum yerpinnadu ulagam, ulandrum ulave thalai. He said, the earth is revolving. Earth is revolving 2,000 years back, Tiruvalluvar says. In spite of that, it is at the biggest of agriculture, at the biggest of flowing. This is a science. Sir, our Bharati, last century, early century, he said, Vana yalappo, kadal meena yalappo, sandira mandalathu yel kandu delivom. Vana yalappo, what does it mean? We will measure the space. Poet Bharati, who is a scholar in Sanskrit, he said in Tamil, Vana yalappo, we will measure the space. Kadal meena yalappo, we will measure the sea and fishes. Then ocean. Then the Chandara Mandalathu yel kandu delivom. We will study and research the moon, which will be benefit to the mankind. These are all the Tamil literature. You cannot find Tamil literature as far as science. You cannot say one incident that the language Tamil is traveling as against the science. Sir, Bharati is being a Tamil and Sanskrit scholar. In spite of that, when the science comes, he did not shut down the mythological, he did not stick on the mythological value. Sir, today I am very proud as a student of Dravidian School of Thought, which was designed by Periyar EVR, and it was articulated by Dr. Annadurai, and it was came to power after Kalaignar, respected our leader Dr. Kalaignar Karunanidhi. Along with them, today, the number one Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Honorable M.K. Muthuvel Karunanidhi Stalin, we welcome the measures that has been taken by the government to put the Chandrayaan in the correct orbit. By putting the Chandrayaan in the correct orbit, the mythological illusion that has been removed, that is the success of the Dravidian story, Dravidian concept. Sir, by this time, I must extend my congratulations to the all scientists, those who involved in the scientific team, in the space, more specifically the contribution of Tamilian. In Chandrayaan 1, Mailsami Annadurai. In Chandrayaan 2, Sivam. In Chandrayaan 3, Veera Muthuvel. Sir, these people are very proud. These people are not even went to private schools, private colleges. They belong to OBC. Very ordinary. They came from very ordinary gullible mass and studied in the government school. In spite of that, they contributed that India has reached the moon because of not the students from convent, not from the students of any other exalted institution abroad, by the government colleges and government schools. Sir, they did not know Hindi and Sanskrit. These scientists did not know Sanskrit and Hindi. They know only Tamil and English. In spite of that, they exalted such a position. Sir, I am looking back the history of space research since 1952, as put it my friend Sasi Tharoor. Sir, rightly he said, when Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCSR, was set up by the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru under the chairmanship of Vikram Sarabhai, and later it was developed to renamed as ISRO. Sir, I am disturbed when such a remarkable phenomenon took place and the nation got pride. We must introspect other mode of thoughts and views. Sir, I heard the defense minister very patiently. I recall my memories and check it up with the documents in the parliament by the honorable member from Andhra, Jaipal Reddy, a veteran leader in Congress. The motion is drop the 3 cabinet ministers from the cabinet. One of the person he named is Murali Manohar Joshi, then the HRD minister. Sir, the motion was moved by Jaipal Reddy. The house was rapt attention. Murali Manohar Joshi was there. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was there. Then the Arun Jaitley said, I quote, I have always regarded Dr. Murali Manohar Joshi as a genius scholar, but my philosophical problem with him is that he is confused himself, history with mythology, philosophy with theology, astronomy with astronomy. And he further went, Mr. Joshi, you want to change the syllabus and you want to give a saffron syllabus for the students. I am entitled to call, he said, I am entitled to call you in the house that you are a textbook terrorist. Unquote. Sir, I was part of the government, in BJP government, no doubt. The reason is something different. This is not the place to elucidate.
Nothing is different.
But sir, the accusation that has been made, the accusation that was made by the Murali Manohar Joshi still continues in the mouth of Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. Sir, no doubt, government has done a great job. When the satellites were successfully sent by the America and Russia, Prime Minister Nehru wrote to the all chief ministers, please note this. We have not sent it. India did not send it. Not able to send. But in spite of that, Prime Minister wrote letter to all the chief ministers, I quote, intrusion of the man into outer space, and unquote. Letter further says, it is very important. Our narrow world, we are entangled with all kinds of rivalries in the name of caste, greed and religion and national conflicts which have no meaning in this new age of science and space, unquote. Sir, when the Chandrayaan sent to the moon, naturally your mind and heart must enlarge. Whereas I feel with all my sincerity that one side you are sending the Chandrayaan to the space and your heart and brain going down somewhere else, which contradictions. What happened to my elder leader, T.R. Balu is here. Sethu Samudram project, which was a dream for us. It was completely stopped because of mythology, not by science. Sir, among the Chandrayaan celebration, sir, it is very painful. No, sir, nothing.
Keep going, Raja.
क्या point of order है?
Indian Constitution,
Sir, I will finish
Article
1 minute.
25.
Some point of order is there. Mr. Raja, some point of order is there. It should be listened. आप बैठ जाइए मैम. आप बैठिए. सुनिए.
आर्टिकल 25
जी जी.
भारत का संविधान 25 सर, वो कहता है कि कोई भी आदमी किसी भी धर्म को मानने के लिए स्वतंत्र है और किसी आदमी को यह आजादी नहीं है कि वो उसके धर्म के आस्था के ऊपर जो अटैक करे. ये भारत का संविधान कहता है. ये बार बार जो है हमारे ऊपर अटैक कर रहे हैं. हम सनातन को मानते हैं, हम हिंदू हैं और आपको कोई राइट नहीं है हमारे ऊपर अटैक करने के लिए.
बैठिए बैठिए. ओके देख लेंगे इसको, देख लेंगे. बैठ जाइए जी. बैठिए. मिस्टर राजा प्लीज. मिस्टर राजा now please continue. Continue. And be careful. Sometimes mythology and history, they are mixed. They can't be separated altogether. You please take care of those things. Please. Okay. No. Please बैठ जाइए. आप Mr. Raja, only Mr. Raja. Yes, please. Okay, his point is taken here. आप चलिए बोलिए. Please, you continue, please.
Sir,
Okay. ठीक है बैठो. बोलिए.
Sir.
जी. बोलिए.
sir,
We should be
Sir.
careful. We should be careful.
sir.
I am repeating the
Sir.
words. Sometimes mythology
Sir,
and history,
amongst
they are
the-
mixed.
sir.
They are mixed.
Yes, sir. So I am not doing. Sir, I am not. I am
In
not
our
speaking anything
nation,
wrong.
in our country, no.
Sir.
It is a tradition
Sir.
to tell the history through mythology. It is also a tradition
Sir.
there. Please now.
Sir, without any
Balu sir,
reservation.
you are very senior, sir.
Sir,
Please.
without any reservation, cutting across the political parties, we are ready to shower encomium upon this government, the Prime Minister, no doubt. But am I not entitled to say the other side also? Sir, Chandrayaan went successfully to the moon. We are celebrating, no doubt. We are entitled. The world should know that where India is going as a superpower of fourth place after USA, after Russia, after China, no doubt. I am also Indian. I am having my own pride towards the country, towards the Prime Minister, towards the ministers. But, sir, my heart is, my heart is bleeding. Sir, my heart is bleeding. One side, Prime Minister was jubilant for Chandrayaan 3. Other side, Prime Minister was very proud to launch Vishwakarma scheme. For what purpose? At the age of 18, boys, you want to launch a scheme to enslave a barber as barber ever. To enslave a shoemaker as a shoemaker ever. To enslave a goldsmith as a goldsmith ever.
No.
To enslave a carpenter as a carpenter
No.
ever.
Please. आप बैठिए. बालू साहब, please come to the Chandrayaan only. Vishwakarma Yojana here is not to be discussed now. Please.
You repel it.
बैठिए. No.
You repel it.
There could be different interpretation
repel
also.
it.
Mr. Raja, there could be different
Sir.
interpretation also. Please
Sir.
don't go into those details. Please.
This is a minute problem for our. Sir,
No.
sir, when I am seeing, sir, the advertisement came. The advertisement came in the newspaper. You see the photograph. The man is chewing the shoe, and another man is proving the gold. Is there scientific?
No,
as per
Mr.
the
Raja,
Constitution?
please.
Sir.
No.
Sir.
It doesn't mean like that. No,
Sir.
please.
Sir.
It doesn't mean like that. To help
Sir,
some
sir,
barber.
sir.
To help some. No.
Austin will.
Okay.
Sir.
Ji.
Sir.
नहीं. आप बैठिए. देखिए ये एक सेकंड ये नहीं नो नो मैं मेरा एक आपसे
Sir,
निवेदन
I
है।
will complete after that. You can.
जी 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 चलिए।
Sir, the Nehru's political and scientific temper was assessed by one David Michael. He said, I quote, "The arrival of humanity on the moon was interpreted by Nehru as an opportunity to emancipate humanity in India from all cycles." Unquote. So, how we are viewing this Chandrayaan? It is not a mere scientific glory. Other side, it should give equal sociological effect to the common people to maintain equality and give all accessible science to everybody. Sir, I am finally, sir, I plead, government, don't give any unscientific color to Chandrayaan. Yes. America did not do that. USSR did not do that. China did not do that. Please put the name of, please. No, I am finishing. Sir, please put the name of Vikram Sarabhai name for Chandrayaan 3. Thank you.
Yes, very good, very good.
श्री स्वागत राय जी।
Sir, I rise to speak on the
पिछले बार क्या बोले थे याद है फिर बोले क्या
Sir, I rise to speak on the success of the Chandrayaan. I congratulate S. Somnath and all the scientists of ISRO.
देखिए एक सेकंड जब आपका बोलने का सुनिए आपकी कोई चीज रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रही है। प्लीज लिसन, आपकी कोई चीज रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रही है। आपको अवसर मिलेगा बोलने का। माननीय शांत बैठिए विदुड़ी जी, नो बैठ जाइए आप। आपको जब अवसर मिलेगा अपनी बात कहिएगा, अपना तर्क रखिएगा। अभी जो बात कही जा रही है उसको सुनिए आप प्लीज।
Sir,
प्लीज
I congratulate Somnath and all the scientists of ISRO. I may mention.
अब बोलिए आप।
I want to mention that there are many Bengali scientists from Bengal in the Chandrayaan project. Hey, तुम बैठो तो, फालतू आदमी बैठो तुम, तारा बोल नहीं, भाषण दो ना।
नहीं प्लीज,
अगर सकते हो तो भाषण दो।
they are scientists from Bengal, from Tamil Nadu, from Kerala.
Chandrayaan soft landing on the moon. In front of the TV, we saw Chandrayaan, then suddenly the Prime Minister's photograph came. The whole country wanted to see the soft landing. They saw the Prime Minister photograph. Why should this happen? Chandrayaan is not the result of one particular individual's effort. It is the result of 50 years of scientific work done by hundreds of scientists throughout the country. Sir, I was very pleased to hear Rajnath Singh speak on scientific temperament. The man who spoke of scientific temperament in this country was Jawaharlal Nehru. Scientific temperament means you do not accept anything without experiment, without logic. Science is knowledge which is certain and systematic. I am like Rajnath Singh, former professor of physics. But in my physics, while speaking on Chandrayaan, I don't bring Ram Mandir like Rajnath Singh. There is no connection between the two. Sir,
You continue on the.
I want to say, I am not fully. Sir, I want to say, when somebody in top position says that Ganesh had plastic surgery in the ancient days, I do not accept this. When somebody says that Kauravas were born due to in vitro fertilization, I do not accept this. When somebody says that in Ramayana, the Pushpak Rath was a discovery by the ancient Indians, I do not accept this. I accept only that which is proved by science. Let me make it very clear. Sir, let me give a background. Sir, the background is this. In 1957, the Soviets sent the Sputnik to the space. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first person in space. In 1963, Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman in space. It was at this time that Jawaharlal Nehru felt that we must go into space science. In 1962, he set up the INCOSPAR, Indian National Committee for Space Research, headed by Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, a cosmic ray physicist. Nehru died in 1964. In 1969, when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, the ISRO was set up. And in 1972, when Indira Gandhi was still Prime Minister, the Department of Space was set up. So whatever is happening today is continuation of what Dr. Vikram Sarabhai started in 1962. His legacy. He unfortunately died in 1971 in Thumba, the space which he liked so much. So now, India has... अरे चुप करो सर चुप करो सर इंडिया got the first success in Aryabhatta, which was completely designed and fabricated in India and launched by a Soviet Cosmotos 3M rocket from Kapustin Yar on 19th April 1975. ISRO has successfully launched almost 150 satellites since 1975. Sir, ISRO has established major space systems for communication, television broadcasting, meteorological services, resources monitoring and management, space-based navigation services. ISRO has its headquarters in Bengaluru. Its facility spreads across various centers. Launch vehicles are built at Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Thiruvananthapuram. Satellites are designed and developed at UR Rao Satellite Center, Bengaluru. Integration of launching of satellites and launch vehicles are carried out from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Development of liquid stages, including cryogenic state, very cold state, is done in Liquid Propulsion Laboratory at Bengaluru. ISRO has carried out 125 spacecraft missions and planned several missions, including Gaganayan, an interplanetary mission, such as Chandrayaan, Lupex, Shukrayan, and Mangalayan, MOM-2. Sir, ISRO, our own organization, it has surpassed NASA in efficiency, resourcefulness, and cost effectiveness. In 2005, NASA launched the solar mission that cost $550 million. Now ISRO is planning to launch the similar solar mission, Aditya L1, at a cost of $55 million only. That is 1/10 of the cost of NASA. There are 4 types of satellites sent by ISRO. One is communication satellites, which helps our communication system. 2 is Earth observation satellite, which take the pictures of the Earth. 3 is navigational satellite, and 4 is astronomical satellite. These works are going on. What is great about Chandrayaan, that so far we are using rockets to send satellites around the Earth. They are called either geosynchronized satellites, that means speeding at the same speed as Earth, or the polar satellite launch vehicles, which are placed fixed in the poles. Now, for the first time, sir, we have gone that from a satellite, our rocket has taken a lander mission, lander and a rover, onto the surface of the moon. We failed in Chandrayaan 2. Our lander crash landed, but this time there was no crash. The lander landed very softly. For one day, it sent the messages from moon, but then it had to be jettisoned. We are very happy, all of us, that India has achieved this. But we must have things in perspective. We are talking of a moon, not a moon landing, sending a lander in moon. There is a propulsion module and there is a landing module. Propulsion module takes it from the Earth orbit into the moon. Then landing module goes to the moon surface. Sir, I must remind you, आपको याद दिलाने चाहता हूँ कि 57 में मैं बोला सोवियत स्पुतनिक भेजा, हम अभी मून में एक तो सॉफ्ट लैंडर भेजा 1969 में. आज से 54 साल पहले नील आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग stepped on the moon as a man. Stepped on the moon. He said, it's a small step for me, but a giant step for mankind. Giant leap for the mankind. So हम लोग 54 साल पीछे है. अभी तक हम मून में कोई इंसान को लैंड करेगा इतना टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं हुआ. अच्छा काम कर रहा है इसको. एक तो और ये भी सही है कि स्पेस प्रोग्राम में जो पैसा लगता ये खर्चा करना मुश्किल है. जितेंद्र सिंह का बजट काटता है, उसको वेट भी नहीं है उतना, बजट मेंटेन नहीं कर पाता. तो गरीब देश में, डेवलपिंग देश में स्पेस प्रोग्राम रखना मुश्किल है. ये आसान बात नहीं है. तो हमें बैलेंस करके चलना चाहिए. लेकिन हमारा जो सैटेलाइट सिस्टम है ये बहुत सर्विस दिया. दे प्रिडिक्ट वेदर, कब तूफान आ रहा है. दे प्रिडिक्ट क्रॉप डेवलपमेंट, एंड दे GPS, our taxi walas use GPS now. That is also based on satellite tracking. So I want to say that Chandrayaan 3 has demonstrated safe and soft landing on the lunar surface. It has demonstrated rover roving onto the moon. Thoda hi gaya, and to conduct in situ scientific experiments. What are the technologies there? Altimeters, laser-based altimeters, velocimeters, inertial measurement with laser gyro-based surface, propulsion system, navigational guidance and control, hazard detection and avoidance, and landing leg mechanism. ये सब हम इंडिया में डेवलप किया, यही हमारा गर्व की बात है. गर्व से बोलो, ये लैंडर पेलोड, इसमें चंद्रशेखर के नाम पे चंद्रा सरफेस थर्मोफिजिकल एक्सपेरिमेंट है to measure the thermal conductivity and temperature. Instrument for lunar seismic activity. Langmuir probe to estimate the plasma density and its variation. So, itna sir, I am concluding. I am not discussing anything controversial. तो मुझे बोलने दिया जाए. अग्रवाल जी, चेयरमैन साहब, सर मुझे यही कहना है कि हम आगे बढ़े हैं, लेकिन बहुत दूर जाने पड़ेगा. See, we have not mentioned, nobody has mentioned Kalpana Chawla. She went by the Columbia Space Shuttle. Her craft exploded in 2003, and she along with 7 others died. Today I pay respect to Kalpana Chawla, who was an Indian-born astronaut. Sir, आज क्या है? 1 साल पूरा हुआ. क्या? किसका? फ्रैंक रूबियो एक नासा के एस्ट्रोनॉट है. वो 1 साल स्पेस में है. 1 साल इंसान स्पेस में है. He is set to return to Earth this fall after setting the record for the longest single space flight by astronaut. He arrived at the International Space Station 21st September 2022 and will return home after 371 days in space. Rubio and his fellow crew members conducted dozens of scientific investigation and technology demonstration. Sir, ये नासा 58 में सेटअप हुआ. उस समय सोवियत यूनियन आगे था. वो पहले स्पुतनिक भेजा, पहले मैन ऑन द मून भेजा, पहले मैन ऑन द मून नहीं, मैन इन स्पेस भेजा, वुमेन इन द स्पेस. लाइका मर गया, लेकिन वेलेंटिना टेरेस्कोवा पहुंच गया. तो हमारा लक्ष्य जो है, आप लक्ष्य सिनेमा देखे होंगे ऋतिक रोशन का. लाइफ में एक लक्ष्य होना चाहिए. लक्ष्य यही है कि हम देश को आगे बढ़ाएंगे. देश में जो कुसंस्कार है इन लोग का बीच, ये दूर करेंगे. देश को विज्ञान में और टेक्नोलॉजी में आगे ले जाएंगे जी, तभी हमारा काम पूरा होगा. सर, अभी भी इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन घूम रहा है. वो उधर ही रहता है, खाता है, ऐसा जैसा घर है. फ्रैंक रूबियो ऐसा किया है. अभी भी चाइना एक इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन बना दिया. 2 अमेरिकन हैव 1, चाइनीज हैव 1. सो चाइनीज भी स्पेस स्टेशन. नाउ प्लीज, बहुत सारे काम करना है. ये जो इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन है, उसमें नासा, रशिया, जापान, यूरोप एंड कनाडा. अभी एक और वक्ता है आपके. वन मोर स्पीकर इज देयर फ्रॉम पार्टी जी. सर, हमको यही कहना है कि हमारा रैंक अभी 6th है. किसका पीछे? नासा, रशिया, जापान, यूरोप, कनाडा एंड चाइना. चाइना बहुत आगे बढ़ गया है. सर, आज इसलिए इस चर्चा में मैं जवाहरलाल नेहरू को प्रणाम करता हूँ. थैंक यू. इंदिरा गांधी को प्रणाम करता हूँ. ये हमारा स्पेस प्रोग्राम को आगे बढ़ाए. डॉक्टर विक्रम साराभाई को प्रणाम करता हूँ. और हमारा सतीश धवन और युवा राव, इन लोगों को प्रणाम करता हूँ। ये सब लोग मिलके हमारा स्पेस प्रोग्राम आगे बढ़ाया। ये बीजेपी का कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं है, ये साइंटिस्ट का कंट्रीब्यूशन है।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
लक्ष्य में
श्री लाबू श्री कृष्ण जी।
धन्यवाद।
चलिए चलिए बैठिए, अब बैठिए। आप जब आए तो बोलिएगा इस बात को, जब आपका बोलने का नंबर आएगा तब इस बात को बोलिएगा जी, प्लीज।
डोंट टेक दिस आउट ऑफ माय टाइम सर।
देख लेंगे उसको, देख लेंगे उसको, ठीक है, देख लेंगे उसको। यदि आपत्तिजनक बात होगी उसको देख लिया जाएगा ना, प्लीज लवशिका
सर।
देख लेते हैं उसको, देख लेंगे ना, प्लीज
Sir, don't take this out of my time, sir. It's good to see you in the new chair in the new parliament, sir. I thank my party floor leader, Mr. Reddy Garu, for allowing me to speak on the second day of the inauguration of this new parliament building, sir. From YSR Congress and also from all the members of Loksabha and Rajasthan, we thank the achievements of ISRO. We congratulate the achievements of ISRO. We are indebted to all the scientific achievements they have done in the last 70 or so years, sir. When I was asked to speak on this subject, the first quote that came to my mind was of Isaac Newton, sir, when he said, "I was able to see further because I was standing on the shoulders of the giants, sir." We were able to achieve Chandrayaan mission because there were so many people that have contributed to it. Just now, Professor Dada has mentioned about Vikram Sarabhai, Satish Dhawan, U.R. Rao, Madhavan Nair, Kastur Rangan. Because of what they've achieved in the last 65 to 70 years, Shivan, all these people have achieved and contributed to the frontiers of the space exploration, sir. Because of them, we were able to achieve Chandrayaan mission to the moon, sir. And I also congratulate Somnath and his team, who was able to place a lander on the far side of the moon, sir. When I was watching it as a tech geek, like all of us, I was so happy for three different reasons, sir. The first one was, it was launched from Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. It's my Telugu land, sir. And it has been found to be lucky for all the launches, and they have all been successful, sir. And the second reason that I'm really happy was because of when I was going through the profiles of all the contributors for this success, all the scientists who were involved in this, majority of them came from state universities, sir, or engineering colleges run by state government, sir. It was a great achievement. They didn't come from any IITs or NITs, sir. They just came from the state-run universities, sir. Third thing that we all should be happy is the participation of women in this endeavor, sir. They all dressed in kanchi saris very beautifully, but they were having that vigor to make sure that our Chandrayaan mission was very successful, sir. But there are a lot of questions raised, not in the Western media, sir, why India is doing this activity when there's so much poverty in the country. For them, sir, there are three reasons. The first one being, we want to cross the frontiers of the science and space exploration, sir. It won't happen just like that, sir. Take, for example, as Dada was mentioning earlier, in 1965, we were human was able to land on the moon, sir. But from the last 50 or 55 years, the space exploration of most of the countries has actually gone back, sir. We think just because we have something like an iPhone in our hand, iPhone 1 to iPhone 15 actually accidentally happens. But it doesn't happen like that, sir. Unless some sort of impetus is given, some sort of iteration is given at some point of time, it doesn't happen just accidentally, sir. That's what has been happening in the space exploration. And as a country that is growing, as a country that is in the top 5 of the economies, this is the time to actually push those boundaries, sir. And second reason being, we have to dream big for the next generation. And we have to prove to the next generation that anything can be possible in India, sir. But I, being the member of Standing Committee on Education, I was able to go through the funding that was available to most of the colleges that people like Somnath has gone through, sir. Like TKM College, which was there in Prem Chandranji's constituency, sir. There's a funding called RUSA, which was given to the state university, sir. Allocation was around 8,120 crores, sir. It was almost the same for the last 4 or 5 years. If you look at the spending, it's not even 60% of the spending is happening, sir. This spending is expected to take these state universities, state-run universities, from where the scientists who are working in ISRO are coming from, sir. But somehow this funding is not able to reach them. The reasons, whenever we ask them, the state is not contributing 30% or 40%. That is the reason that they always come up with, sir. But who is the person that are actually losing, sir? It's the scientific community of this country. So I hope the minister was here, but I hope the point is taken so that this scheme can be altered, so that the maximum amount of funds can be utilized by all the state universities and state governments, sir. And coming to the women participation, Shashi Tharoor has mentioned about it, and there were some comments from the other side also, sir. There's 20 to 25% of the women participation in ISRO, which has a workforce of almost 16,000, sir. And if you look at the STEM graduates from India, women STEM graduates who are pursuing science, technology and engineering in India, 43% of them are women, sir. When you compare to US, it is only 34%. When you compare to the developed countries like Canada, it's only 31%. Even in UK, it is only 38%, sir. We are far, far, far ahead, sir. And also 30% of the research papers across 186 fields, this information I got it from Scopus, sir, are being published by women, sir. But only 14%, even though there's 43% of them are STEM graduates, of them are women, only 14% of the women are participating in STEM-related jobs, sir. Yesterday we were very proud that we have passed the women reservation bill, sir, but these people are putting the effort for almost 15 to 16 years to graduate, coming out with these degrees, but not able to participate in this workforce, sir. Unless we come up with new schemes to encourage them, unless we place the money where we talk, this situation is not going to increase, sir. And third, Minister Jitendra Singh ji is also here, sir. It is regarding National Research Foundation, sir. I wish somehow every Friday the House gets adjourned, sir, and he always gets the time. We always get the time to ask him the question only on the Friday, but somehow it gets adjourned and we never get to ask the question. But National Research Foundation is been envisaged almost 4 years back with the outlay of 50,000 crores that has been mentioned.